is a lamp unto my feet, and a light unto my path. Thy word is a lamp unto my feet, and a light unto my path.
First reading, a reading from the prophet Jeremiah, chapter 30, verses 1 to 2, 12 to 15, and 18 to 22. The following message came to Jeremiah from the Lord. For thus says the Lord, the God of Israel, write all the words I have spoken to you in a book. For thus says the Lord, incurable is your wound, grievous your bruise. There is none to plead your cause, no remedy for your running sore, no healing for you. All your lovers have forgotten you. They do not seek you. I struck you as an enemy would strike, punished you cruelly. Why cry out over your wound? Your pain is without relief. Because of your great guilt, your numerous sins, I have done this to you. Thus says the Lord, see, I will restore the tents of Jacob. His dwellings I will pity. City shall be rebuilt upon hill, and palace restored as it was. From them will resound songs of praise, the laughter of happy men. I will make them not few, but many. They will not be tiny, for I will glorify them. His sons shall be as of old. His assembly before me shall stand firm. I will punish all his oppressors. His leader shall be one of his own, and his ruler shall come from his kin. When I summon him, he shall approach me. How else should one take the deadly risk of approaching me, says the Lord. You shall be my people, and I will be your God. This is the word of the Lord.
A reading from the Holy Gospel according to St. Matthew, chapter 14, verses 22 to 36. Jesus made the disciples get into a boat and precede him to the other side of the sea, while he dismissed the crowds. After doing so, he went up on the mountain by himself to pray. When it was evening, he was there alone. Meanwhile, the boat, already a few miles offshore, was being tossed about by the waves, for the wind was against it. During the fourth watch of the night, he came toward them walking on the sea. When the disciples saw him walking on the sea, they were terrified. It is a ghost, they said, and they cried out in fear. At once Jesus spoke to them. Take courage, it is I, do not be afraid. Peter said to him in reply, Lord, if it is you, command me to come to you on the water. He said, come. But when he saw how strong the wind was, he became frightened and beginning to sink. He cried out, Lord, save me. Immediately Jesus stretched out his hand and caught him, and said to him, O you of little faith, why did you doubt? After they got into the boat, the wind died down. Those who were in the boat did him homage, saying, Truly, you are the Son of God. After making the crossing, they came to the land at Gennesaret. When the men of that place recognized him, they sent word to all the surrounding country. People brought to him all those who were sick, and begged him that they might touch only the tassel on his cloak. And as many as touched it were healed. The Gospel of the Lord.
Dear friends in Jesus Christ, today in the Gospel we find Jesus coming to Gennesaret, having done many miracles previously. Now what happens when he went there? The text says, people of that area recognized him. They recognized him as the one who cured the sick. They recognized him as the one who made miracles. They recognized him as the one who is God himself. Dear friends, not only to Gennesaret, he comes to our villages also in the form of the Eucharist when we celebrate Mass, when we take part in Mass. But do we recognize him as God himself? But most of the times, many Catholics fail to recognize him. That is why they do not attend Mass. But people of that area, people at Gennesaret, recognized him. They not only recognized him, they did another thing. The text says, they sent the word throughout the region that Jesus has come. They brought others to Jesus. Without stopping at recognizing him, they brought others to Jesus. Dear friends, let us come to our context. Think of our churches today. They're not empty. People come for Mass, of course. But do all Catholics come for Mass? There's a real problem. They're not coming. Many of them are not coming. If all of them are coming for Mass, we will have to break all the churches and build bigger ones. Because there are very many Catholics in Sri Lanka, but they are not coming for Mass. They are there in the family books, but they are not coming for Mass. But why are they not coming? Because we are not doing what those who recognized him at Gennesaret did afterwards. What is that? What did they do? They sent the word throughout the region that Jesus has come. They brought others to Jesus. But many of us don't do that. We don't do that. There are some Catholics who happily come for Mass alone without making any effort to take the others for Mass. There are wives who come for Mass alone without taking the husband for Mass. There are youngsters who come for Mass alone without making any effort to take their friends for Mass. Recently, a lady was telling me, a zonal leader was telling me, Father, in my zone, many of them are not coming for Mass. The family right next to my house are also not coming for Mass. I asked her, did you tell them to come for Mass? No, Father, even if I tell them, they won't come. And I told her, even if they don't come, did you tell them to come? No, Father, I did not tell them. I told her, you are responsible for their not coming. Dear friends, if we don't take others to Jesus, we are responsible for their not coming. We have a property function to take others to Jesus. Therefore, let us do what those at Gennesaret did. Let us take others to Jesus. Then, many in our villages will receive the healing touch of Jesus.